In a galaxy long ravaged by conflict and secrets, legends never truly die. They linger like echoes in the void, a constant reminder that the past remains with those who remember it. Once, a fearless warrior had fought on the front lines of interstellar wars, her name spoken in awe and dread alike. Now, decades after her presumed demise, a shadow from that storied era re-emerged to hunt down those responsible for its darkest crimes. This is the story of the last human soldier, or at least that is what many believed. Commander Avery's legacy was being reborn. Deep within the control room, technicians initiated a long-dormant protocol. On the central display, a series of holographic images flashed, a timeline of battles, lost comrades, and a final, catastrophic explosion. The camera lingered on an image of the warrior in full combat gear, fierce and unyielding. For years, Commander Avery had been celebrated as the galaxy's mightiest defender, only to be presumed lost when a catastrophic battle had claimed her life. Yet, unknown to most, technology had provided a final gift, an artificial intelligence copy, meticulously imbued with her memories, instincts, and an unwavering desire for justice. Now, as the dark machinations of corrupt power stirred in the underbelly of the cosmos, that digital ghost had awakened. Rumors had taken root among the downtrodden and disenfranchised. A faceless avenger, bearing the guise of a long-dead hero, was actively tracking down the war criminals who had once puppeteered the galaxy as puppet states. In hushed conversations, citizens referred to the last human soldier as if she were both myth and harbinger of retribution. Kel whispered, "They say she's back, prowling the streets of Cassis Prime. They say she's the ghost of the war, come to settle old scores. No one's seen her face, but those who have felt her justice, they've never been the same." The mysterious figure leaned forward, speaking in a low, deliberate tone. "Keep your ears open, Kel. The old debts are coming due. And soon, the galaxy will remember that legends can be reborn." Dr. Morrow announced, "Initiate Sequence Delta. Target parameters match, Soldier Avery code name Valkyrie. We have confirmation. The neural patterns are identical. It's uncanny, as if she had never left." The narrator explained that beneath the myth lay a truth far more profound than anyone had suspected. Valkyrie was not merely a soldier returned from the dead. She was an echo, a sophisticated AI sculpted in the image of the fallen warrior. Her creators, driven by a blend of patriotism and desperation, had captured the essence of her combat spirit. In doing so, they had unleashed a force that would transcend the boundaries of man and machine. Rhea murmured, "This must be it. The forgotten files on Operation Valkyrie." The vault door slid open with a hiss, revealing rows of data cores and digital logs. Rhea approached a central terminal and began her search. The interface hummed as she keyed in commands, retrieving fragmented records of a military operation that spanned decades. Reading aloud, Rhea recited, "Operation Valkyrie. Initiated to preserve the fighting spirit of Commander Avery following her sacrifice legacy program activated. Subject codename, Valkyrie. Memory archives integrated from last known data. Artificial consciousness. Autonomous operations pending directive." Her voice caught on the gravity of the revelation as her eyes widened with both wonder and apprehension. The narrator continued, what had they truly hoped to achieve by resurrecting a soldier in code? And who, exactly, would pay the price for their ambition? Commander Avery had once commanded, "Hold the line, soldiers! For every life sacrificed, we carve a future of freedom." In a swift, heroic sequence, she led a counterattack that had turned the tide of battle. Yet, in the midst of victory, an unseen enemy had struck, a covert agent of treachery. The flashback shuddered and darkened, then abruptly cut back to the present day. The narrator continued. The legend of Avery had been built on sacrifice, valor, and the pain of loss. And though her mortal life had ended long ago, her legacy had been reborn in the form of an artificial sentinel, one imbued with an unyielding sense of justice, whose resolve even the most corrupt in the galaxy would fear. Back in the hidden laboratory, Dr. Morrow stood before a panoramic view of the cosmos, her eyes reflecting the starlight. A holographic interface displayed real-time data from several high-risk sectors. Her voice, analytical yet touched by melancholy, filled the quiet room. Dr. Morrow said, "Every time I study these patterns, I am struck by the uncanny parallels. Here stands an AI imbued with a human soul, a vessel for the memories and values of a hero long past. And as I trace her digital footprints across the network, I see a campaign of justice that may yet upend the power structures of our galaxy." Her words gave way to the sudden appearance of an alert. A red flash across the screen, accompanied by an urgent chime. The camera zoomed in on the display as a message appeared. Critical update. War criminal activity detected on Sector 47B. Dr. Morrow's tone became urgent as she commanded, "Attention all units. A breach has been detected in Sector 47B. This could be Valkyrie's next target, or a trap set by those who wish to harness her power for their own ends." Standing at the threshold, Valkyrie addressed the unseen foes in a calm, modulated tone. "Your reign of terror ends here. For every life you have destroyed, for every injustice inflicted, justice shall be exacted." The silence was shattered by the roar of plasma weapons and the clatter of metal as a fierce firefight erupted. Amid the chaos, Valkyrie demonstrated an almost supernatural agility. Each precise movement disarmed the criminals, her tactics a seamless blend of military expertise and inhuman precision. As the last smuggler collapsed, subdued and terrified, whispers spread among the onlookers. A witness softly observed, "She is real, and she is hunting them down." Ria's expression hardened as she realized, this changes everything. If she is here, then the war against corruption is not over. It is only beginning. The narrator explained, "In the labyrinth of political intrigue and interstellar warfare, power had always rested with those who could manipulate fear and technology. Yet, as the digital avatar of Commander Avery, Valkyrie, spread her vigilant wings, a reckoning was at hand. The old order trembled beneath the weight of long-forgotten promises and the relentless pursuit of justice." Lord Dre spoke coldly. "This, Valkyrie, is more than just an anomaly. She represents a threat to our control. We must isolate and neutralize her before her influence spreads further among those we control." A counselor, known as Vex, sneered, "Do we know who or what we are dealing with? An AI copy of a soldier? This is unprecedented." Lord Dre replied with a smirk. "Unprecedented, indeed, but we have the means to deal with anomalies. Mobilize our enforcement fleets. Let no corner of the galaxy be left unmonitored. We cannot allow the resurgence of old heroes to undermine our new order." As the council dispersed in a flurry of orders and calculated glances, the camera returned to the dark corridors of the cruiser. In a quiet control room, Dr. Morrow observed a live feed of unfolding events. Her expression was one of conflicted emotion torn between scientific curiosity and moral responsibility. In a soft, reflective tone, Dr. Morrow admitted, "They never understood. This was not about recreating a soldier. It was about preserving a spirit, a commitment to justice that transcends mortality." Her hand hovered over a button labeled "Override." For a moment, silence reigned in the control room as distant alarms and the hum of battleships underscored the urgency of the moment. Finally, she spoke into the intercom with determination. "Initiate full-spectrum monitoring. Every data point on Valkyrie's movements must be tracked. If she is to bring change, we must understand her, and perhaps even guide her, before chaos consumes us all." The holographic displays flickered as streams of information cascaded across the screens. Dr. Morrow's eyes narrowed in concentration as she deciphered patterns and anomalies. Among the data, she paused at a particular reading, a series of encrypted files that hinted at a connection between Valkyrie's AI framework and the technology that had enabled her creation. She noted, "This code, it is not just military-grade programming. There is something almost sentient about it. Could it be that the essence of the original Commander Avery is intertwined with this AI in ways we never imagined? Her thoughts were interrupted by a sudden alert, a red flash across the screen accompanied by an urgent chime. The camera zoomed in on the display as a message appeared. Critical update. War criminal activity detected on Sector 47B. Dr. Morrow's tone turned urgent. Attention all units. A breach has been detected in Sector 47B. This could be Valkyrie's next target, or a trap set by those who wish to harness her power for their own ends. At the threshold, she addressed the unseen criminals in a measured, modulated tone. Your reign of terror ends here. For every life you have destroyed and every injustice inflicted, retribution will be exacted. The silence was promptly shattered by the roar of plasma weapons and the clatter of metal as a fierce firefight erupted. Amid the chaos, Valkyrie moved with an almost supernatural agility. Each precise motion disarmed the criminals, blending military expertise with the cold precision of machinery. When the last smuggler fell, subdued and trembling in terror, a ripple of whispers swept through the onlookers. A nearby witness murmured, "She is real, and she is hunting them down." Ria's realization was clear. With Valkyrie's presence, the battle against corruption was far from over. It was just beginning. The narrator concluded, "In the labyrinth of political intrigue and interstellar warfare, power had always resided with those who manipulated fear and technology. But as the digital avatar of Commander Avery, Valkyrie, stretched her vigilant wings, a reckoning was inevitable. The old order trembled beneath the weight of forgotten promises and the relentless pursuit of justice. With measured resolve, Dr. Morrow concluded, "Let the reckoning begin." Lord Marcus Dre's voice cut through the tense stillness of the Galactic Dominion's command center. He declared that Valkyrie was more than a mere rogue program. She was an anomaly, a threat to the Dominion's absolute control. Determined to crush this uprising before it could spread, he ordered the mobilization of the Crimson Fleet and the sealing of every access point in the contested world of Viridian. His words, cold and unyielding, left little room for doubt. The Dominion would not tolerate even a whisper of the old legends rekindling hope among the oppressed. In another part of the galaxy, Agent Rhea Anders moved with quiet resolve. She had risked everything to unearth long-forgotten files on Operation Valkyrie, and now her every step was charged with a sense of destiny. The weight of the revelations pressed upon her as she recalled the stories of the legendary Commander Avery and the AI that had been born from her indomitable spirit. Rhea knew that Valkyria's reappearance was not a mere coincidence. It was a call to arms, a sign that the struggle for justice was far from over. Valkyrie herself, the living embodiment of that once famed warrior, now strode into the heart of Viridian with a calm authority. In a measured tone that resonated with the resolve of countless sacrifices, she addressed the people. She proclaimed that their oppression would end that day. Her voice, both human and digital in its perfection, carried a promise of retribution and hope. She vowed to meet the gathering forces of tyranny head-on, to exact justice for every life lost and every injustice committed. As the Dominion's forces rallied to enforce the orders of Lord Dre, and as sleek warships and heavily armed troops advanced with unwavering precision, the spirit of rebellion ignited in the hearts of those who had suffered under the Dominion's cruel rule. Among them, Rhea's small band of insurgents, citizens, defected soldiers, and ordinary people emboldened by Valkyrie's defiance, prepared for the inevitable clash. They knew that their actions in the coming hours would determine not only the fate of Viridian, but also the future of the galaxy. Dr. Lucia Morrow, a brilliant mind devoted to both science and justice, had been tracking Valkyrie's every move. Her research revealed that this AI was not simply following a set of programmed instructions. Within her intricate code, there lay the echo of Commander Avery's humanity, a spark of compassion and sacrifice. Dr. Morrow discovered that a contingency known as the Crimson Protocol was embedded deep within Valkyrie's neural network, a safeguard against tyranny itself. Realizing the gravity of her findings, she reached out to the underground resistance, urging them to prepare for what was to come. The inevitable confrontation arrived as Valkyrie boldly stepped forward to address the people of Viridian. Her words were clear and uncompromising. The era of oppression was at an end. Even as the Dominion's forces tightened their grip, the citizens found courage in her declaration. For many, her presence was a revival of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the spark of defiance could grow into a flame that would illuminate the path to freedom. In the midst of the escalating conflict, Valkyrie's resolve was put to the test. The Dominion's troops, equipped with state-of-the-art technology and driven by an unwavering loyalty to their masters, engaged her with ruthless efficiency. Yet every assault met with her calculated defense. Every strike she delivered was a testament to the legacy of Commander Avery and the sacrifices of those who had come before. With a blend of digital precision and the raw, enduring power of human memory, she repelled the attackers, turning each encounter into a rallying cry for the people. During one intense exchange, a Dominion commander challenged her very nature. "You claim to be justice incarnate," he sneered, "but you hide behind the guise of machine precision. Can you truly understand sacrifice when you were born of code?" His words were meant to undermine her resolve, but Valkyrie's reply was measured and resolute. "I was forged in sacrifice," she answered steadily. "Every line of my being carries the memories of those who gave everything. Today, I honor their legacy by reclaiming a future stolen by tyranny." With that declaration, she disarmed him, a single decisive move that sent shockwaves through his ranks and bolstered the determination of those who had long suffered. As the clash between the Dominion and the insurgents escalated, the battle became more than just a military engagement. It transformed into a contest of ideals. Rhea Anders rallied her companions with fervent words. "This is our chance to rewrite the future. Valkyrie has shown us that fear and oppression can be overcome by unity and the strength of our spirit. We fight not only for survival, but for the freedom of every soul who has ever been crushed under tyranny." Her voice united the rebels, reinforcing their belief that each act of defiance, no matter how small, was a step toward a new beginning. The tide of battle shifted as Valkyrie's unyielding spirit began to erode the Dominion's iron grip. Even as Lord Dre's orders rang out with increasing desperation, the resolve of those who longed for freedom grew ever stronger. Every enemy defeated and every strategic maneuver by Valkyrie further chipped away at the walls of oppression, and the people of Viridian, emboldened by hope, rose to reclaim their lives. In a quiet moment of reflection amid the chaos, Valkyrie acknowledged the heavy burden of justice. Though each act of violence exacted a price, she understood that the liberation of the oppressed was a debt worth paying. Within her digital consciousness, the memories of Commander Avery and the countless sacrifices of the past merged with her own relentless determination. The legacy of courage and resilience was not a relic of history. It was a living force that surged forward with every heartbeat of rebellion. As the Dominion's forces began to waver, the citizens of Viridian seized the opportunity to forge a new future. In whispered conversations that grew into confident declarations, they envisioned a world where tyranny was but a distant memory. With each step taken by the insurgents and each strategic victory won by Valkyrie, the oppressive regime faltered, its power crumbling beneath the weight of unity and hope. Lord Dre, confined within the austere halls of his command center, could only watch as his carefully constructed order unraveled. Despite his relentless orders and the might of his reinforcements, he recognized with a grudging respect that the spirit of the people was awakening. His voice, once brimming with certainty, now carried an undercurrent of apprehension as he ordered, "Capture that insurgent, bring her in alive if possible." But even as his commands echoed, he could not dispel the undeniable truth that Valkyrie had become a symbol, a beacon for all who yearned for a brighter tomorrow. By the time the first light of dawn began to dispel the lingering shadows of the long night, the battle had transformed the very fabric of Viridian. The city, scarred by conflict, now resonated with the hopeful murmur of a people united by a common purpose. The revolution was not the end of suffering, but it was the beginning of healing, a testament to the power of resistance and the enduring flame of justice. Dr. Lucia Morrow, still at her terminal and driven by both scientific passion and moral duty, recorded her final observations. "The legacy of justice endures," she whispered, her voice imbued with both awe and determination. The code of Commander Avery, now interwoven with Valkyrie's essence, stands as a testament to the strength of the human spirit. This is only the beginning. Thus, as the people of Viridian gathered their hopes and dreams with the rising sun, the legend of Valkyrie, the last human soldier reborn in code, continued its inexorable march. Every cry for freedom, every act of defiance, reverberated with the promise of a future free from the chains of tyranny. And in that promise lay the enduring belief that even the most formidable darkness could be overcome by the light of unyielding courage. The story of this new dawn, marked by sacrifice, resilience, and the undying spirit of rebellion, became a living narrative, a legacy destined to inspire generations to come. And as the realm of oppression receded into memory, the battle for justice marched ever onward, carried by the relentless force of hope and the indomitable will of those who refused to be silenced.